Obviously, you want to talk about this thing, and this thing is Burning Man, but it wasn't Burning Man at first. It was a cacophony event, and Larry Harvey, who is the founder of Burning Man. The reason he's a founder is because his wife wouldn't let him see their 1-year-old child, and so we were going to burn her in effigy out in front of her house. The problem being is that she was a black Jamaican and we were 3 white guys. And so burning something that looked a bit like a cross out in front of her house probably wasn't a cool thing to do. So we knew our friend Mary Grauberger was doing this Beltane witchy poo thing down there at the beach at Baker Beach. So in the long run, now that I think about it, we probably should have done it over in the black community, because we went down with a bunch of witches and told them what we were doing, and they hated us. They did curses on us. They did like all sorts of weird shit to us to voodoo us, because we told them we were burning his ex-wife. Witches don't like that.
Right.
They were a little upset about the whole thing. Anyway, so that's really how all this began. And so Burning Man isn't a man at all. Her name is Patricia. She's a Jamaican, and she's a lovely girl. I like her, and I'm actually the godfather to, or the uncle actually, to their children, because they didn't have another uncle, so I was the uncle. So I still take care of Tristan whenever he needs help. Lord knows, all kids need help. So, I mean, that's it for Burning Man. I've been doing this for 40 years. I should have joined the army. I'd have a pension. But, you know, I didn't want to make this a career. And so for me, it's not. I took myself away from the LLC at one point, only because when you start something like this, and it was just a joke, really was a joke, and you start it with another guy who's a dear friend of mine, Larry, and at one point, it starts to blow up, and when it does, people try to climb the ladder. And as they're climbing the ladder, they'll stab anybody in the back to get to the top of the ladder. And so I had a lot of penknives stuck in my back, you know, nothing big. So if I bled somewhere else, you know. But, you know, I was getting stabbed in the back constantly because I was Larry's best friend. And they thought, oh my God, you know, I want to be there or something. So I stepped away from the LLC. I said, you know something, we started this. But when we started this, we were friends. We were the best of friends. And I'll be damned if something dumb like this is going to break up our friendship. So I just stepped away. Mind you, I stepped away about 5 feet. After all, he was renting a trailer off me. So was everybody else. I had the only trailers. I have never, in all the time that we've been out here, ever tented. Ever. I would never do it. One must rise above the ant and the snake. You know, haven't we evolved to at least that? Maybe not all of us, but I hope that some of us. You know, out here, you'll find 10,000 of the most wonderful, creative people on the planet. And then 70,000 idiots. 70,000 people who just want to see how the other 10,000 live, you know. But as we all know, artists don't get paid all that much. They don't live all that well. But, you know, the idea of being an artist is there. So they all come to see, you know. And then some people will say, you know, I want to do something. And I guess that brings the artist out in them. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, but that's the way. So Burning Man is one of those things it's a cult. There's no doubt that it is a cult. And then there's a cult within a cult within a cult, like the Lamplighters or the fire dancing what is it?
Fire Enclave.
The dancing fire enclave is just a cult within a cult in a cult. And if you don't believe it, join one of them and you'll see that you'll be like, oh wow, these people are really weird. They've drank the Kool-Aid. This is a party. That's what it is. And if you think you're doing anything great for the world by coming to Burning Man and burning $3 million worth of wood up into the atmosphere that's been painted, by the way, yellow to look like a honeycomb, do you think that the bees are really happy that you're building something that looks like a honeycomb and then burning it and letting it go out into the atmosphere? No, you're not. And you're not doing anything good for the planet. And then there was a protest this year for the first time. Greenpeace came out and they locked themselves across the road. Of course, the police just rammed through it. And then all the participants that they'd been holding back just said, "Yay, you kid, yeah, fuck you people," which is kind of funny because that's Greenpeace and all these people think they're doing something really good for the planet. They're not. They're polluting. Listen, there's 80,000 people, 80,000 toilets, 80,000 generators. And the consumption of fuel is outrageous. It's arcane. It shouldn't be done anymore. But hold on, there is a preface to all this. Thank you for your money. I'm glad you all come. But I think if you're going to learn something, maybe this is what you should learn is try to change from within. Don't try changing like Russia. Try changing the Burning Man ethos. Try changing it so you can use solar. Right down the street in Fernley, the biggest town near here. Do you know that this Burning Man for 1 week is the third largest city in Nevada? And they don't run on solar. Fernley, down the street, a little town, runs on solar. We don't. No, we choose gasoline, diesel, and burning wood with paint on it up into the atmosphere, dancing around and driving home in your Prius. Come on. What the hell do you think you're doing? If you're not living you're living a lie, is what you're doing, and you're loving every bit of it. So don't go home and protest. Go home and, I don't know, light your gas stove and dance around that for a little while, if that's what you think is good. If you think that's also spiritual, if you think any of this is spiritual, any of it, then you are only kidding yourself. And that comes from somebody who actually did start it. But again, thank you for your money. It helps me live a wonderful life. So I can meet wonderful people like the young lady that's now filming me. And I meet nice people. I try in my own little way to meet nothing but nice people. If I don't like you, then it's shut off immediately. And most people, you can figure them out in less than 12 seconds. I was a bartender for a long time, and you can really learn personalities. There's about 5 of them. And, you just see it right off the bat. You either like them or you don't. Don't waste more than 3 minutes on anybody you don't like, because you're not going to like them even later on, Anyway. Is that enough of an interview?
Oh my gosh, I love it.